Hello and good morning, YouTube. Runa here. Thank you for joining me in my little corner on the interwebs. Today, I would like to talk a little bit about Belial and Invocation, as the title says. So, first off, let's start with Invocation. What is Invocation? I plan on making like a video like itself about like invocation and evocation, since they're two different things. But I'll do that later or sometime. I don't know. Put in a lot of videos today. So, invocation is a form of being able to summon a spirit, but instead you are bringing the spirit into you, not in front of you, not in the room with you, or in your vicinity, into you. It is not quite a possession, but it is a form of a light possession, and is a melding of energy. It is a very intimate kind of a bond. Don't invoke everything that fucking moves, please. There was someone I know that fucked himself over by doing that. It was bad. Anyway. Invocation is a step on the ladder of spirit relationships and possession, so to speak. It all begins when you start answering that call. Spirit wants to work with you. You're going to start calling you, and then you're going to feel very drawn to them. You're going to start researching them, and then you're gathering the implements to evoke them. And evocation is when you summon them before you, in the room, in the vicinity of you, using a sigil or whatever other means necessary that you will do to evoke them. And then invocation is your next step up. You are bringing the spirit into you that is a bit closer now. Your next step is a possession. And that's, well, what it seems. A possession. You're basically sharing the same body for a while. And it can be rough. It can be rough from what I hear. I will say I have actually not tried a full-blown possession yet. So it's the first time for everything. But I have not tried that just yet. Invocation, plenty of times. But not quite possession yet. So I'm here to talk to you about how it feels to invoke Belial and my experience. So, invocation is a little different with every demon that you work with, or every spirit that you work with. Opposed to invocation with Lucifer, Belial's invocation was harsher. It also could have been harsher because I was more spiritually open at that point, and I had developed considerably from the last time I had actually invoked Lucifer, but it was rough, but in a good way. I enjoyed it very much. So essentially what you would do, you can use various prayers, if you want to call them that, or incantations, amongst other things. There are many ones that you could use. There's one by the Temple of Ascending Flame that's very nice. You could use that one. You could write one yourself. Basically any kind of a incantation or little writing that you state aloud or in your mind or whatever, that basically gives the spirit the invitation and to call them forth into you. So I invite you to use me as your temple, your altar, and we will meld together. I invoke you, etc. Stuff like that. You don't necessarily need it, though. I will say that I have used all sorts of things. I mean, I've used Temple of Ascending Flames invocations for spirits. I've used other people's, and I've just kind of wung it. I'm good at winging it. I am good for taking a ritual and just kind of going over it, having all the implements, but I will hardly ever look at my book unless I need like specific words to speak aloud or something. And even then, sometimes I just improvise because I just say what comes natural. But that's what I did in this case, say the first time. and subsequent times too. But that's what I did. I actually read the Temple of Ascending Flames Invocation. I liked it, but I didn't want to be reading from something. So I wanted to just pull him in naturally. And I did so with whatever felt necessary and right to me at the time. And his energy is very dominating. It's very aggressive. And I enjoy it. I really do. I like being around it. And it makes me feel, we'll say, excited, I guess. It's like a thrill, I guess. Because, I don't know, I like that type of energy. I'm a Gemini. I don't like to be bored. Kidding. But not really. But, yeah, so it's kind of like a thrilling energy. But having that pouring into you is very, very interesting. And invoking him for the first time was, I believe, the closest that I've ever felt to being fully possessed. Because, I mean, for one, I kept inviting him to go deeper, to go deeper, to go deeper, but I didn't want him to go all the way. Not that time, at least. So it got to a point where I was so deep in a trance and in meditation that it felt very much like I've heard it feels to be possessed, where your breath is shallow and it's like you're forcing air out. You're just like, you're not fully there. The demon or the entity has control of your limbs to some extent, because he did move my arms a little bit and my head and such. It actually felt like my body had expanded. You see my shoulders. My shoulders are like, I guess, I pull myself back a little bit. They're a little wide for a girl. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But you can see my neck is not like exploded with muscle or anything of that nature. I'm not a bodybuilder, you know. So it got so deep that it honestly felt like I was like hunched forward, like sitting where I was, but my body was exploded with muscle and power. It was amazing. It was invigorating. In the moment. Afterwards, it left me feeling very drained, which can happen. Sometimes you can do things to invoke spirits and it will be for energy reasons. And other times you can do this and it will leave you tired. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but, you know, keep your wits about you just in case. Know who you're invoking. Always know who you're invoking. Don't just let anybody in there. But it felt incredible. Like, I felt big. Like, I'm short. I'm 5'4", and I felt huge. And, like, I felt like my arms were just, like, exploded with muscle. And I felt like it was tight muscle, too. Like, when you flex, I guess, or you just kind of, like, clench up, and your muscle kind of expands and hardens. It's like that. Not every invocation will feel that way, but for him, that's generally how I feel doing it. I come out of it feeling very tired, usually. At least the ones I have done thus far with him. I've come out and I've kept it for a while, so obviously I'm going to be tired. But I've come out of it tired, and I slept great after them, the ones that I slept right after, but I felt empowered, and I felt stronger, and I felt emotionally and spiritually elevated after. And doing so, more so, is a great way to help open you up and expose you to his transformative energies. So I definitely recommend it. Get to know him and everything. Don't be afraid. So you don't have to be scared. But I definitely think it's worth it. Definitely. 20 out of 10 would recommend. So, let's see. I think that's about it. I think that's everything I have to say about invoking him and things of that nature. how it feels, and what can happen, like, to your body and everything like that, because they can like have like mild control over you. I guess that maybe that's closer to a possession than a little stronger than invocation, because I've done invocations before where they were lighter and I didn't feel overly tired afterwards, all of them, and I didn't have the part where they were moving my limbs. So I'm guessing maybe that was more of a light possession than an invocation, sort of. I feel like it's kind of on the border, on the cusp. But definitely would recommend it. It's very enjoyable as well. You're going to go that deep as well, and as well as a disclaimer for working with demons at all. Make sure you keep your wits about you. Be safe. Keep your protection, and make sure you know who you're invoking and you're interacting with. Don't let a liar deceive you. They're out there. And, build your relationship a little first. Don't just, randomly fucking invoke something. In my opinion, it's not a very good idea. I've seen that happen before. -10 out of 10. Would not recommend. So, only let those close to you that deserve to be close to you. Humans and spirits. Be picky. You have the right to be picky. This is your world. And you create your world. Therefore, be fucking picky. Alright, so, any questions, comments, or concerns of any nature, or you just want to chat, comment below, email me, hit me up on the Facebook page if you want any kind of workings done that I offer, or tarot readings, or whatever other kind of readings between my partner and I. It's a Facebook page. The links are in the description below. And I will talk with you all soon. Ave Belial. Hail Satan. Hail Lucifer. And good day to all of you.